Hey guys, welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about ghostwriting companies, and I'm going to go over specific things for you today. So I'm going to compare three ghostwriting companies that I've used in the past. I'm going to take a case study. I'm going to take an example of a 15,000 word book, and I'm going to compare those three companies. And then out of those three companies, I'm going to select the best one that I think, and then I'm going to compare the ghostwriting companies to hiring a freelancer on your own, and I'm going to give you my recommendations on how you should do this. So stick to the end. I'm going to give you step-by-step guidance, examples, and show you numbers so you can decide what route you should take. If you're new to the channel, my name is Alex. I publish nonfiction, a little bit of fiction. I do multiple six figures selling on Amazon and other platforms and on audible.com. If you're new to this channel and you want content on how to build your online business, self-publishing books, you don't have to be an author, you don't have to have a website, you don't have to have a large following, but you can still make money online with this business model that I teach on this channel. So go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and smash that like button. I'm trying to grow the channel and I would really appreciate it. All right, so without further ado, let's get into the video. There's a lot of content on here. There's going to be a lot of value that I'm going to bring to you today, and hopefully you could implement and decide on which route to take, whether one of these companies or a freelancer. I know that some of you are wanting to know this. So I'll see you on the inside. Okay, guys, so let's get right into the lesson. The three companies that I'm going to be talking about today is companies that I've used in the past, so we could compare real numbers. So this is not theory, this is actual case studies that we could look at together. So the first one is going to be the Urban Writers, the second one will be Hot Ghostwriters, and the third one will be EWriter Solutions. And then we'll take a look at companies, ghostwriting companies, compared to freelancers that I've been currently using in guru.com. And we'll select one of these, the best one, the best pricing out of these three to compare to freelancers. Let's get right into it. Let's get into the Urban Ghostwriters here. So I'm here at the back office. This is my account. So I'm going to give you an example right off the bat. A book that I did early this year for 15,000 words. I paid $433.50. So let's put that up here. $433.50 for a 15,000 word book, and we'll compare to the pricing right now. So let's price them out. Let's price them out right now. Let's look for a writing package here. Fiction writing packages. We'll look at their best. Let's see. So they got the premium. Let's look at their premium. Order now. And we'll do 15,000 words. We'll do just, let's do a cookbook. And we're at $448, so a little bit more expensive. So let's put that on the Excel sheet. As you can see here, $448.50. I don't know if they have any more add-ons here. So let's change this because this is the actual price now, $448. All right, that's company number one. Second ghostwriting company, and that is Hot Ghostwriters. So let's get into that company. And I'll look at show you my account in here. So here is my account. You could see I've placed an order down here for $18.51, $4.50, $4.50, and $13.31. I've mostly used them for fiction. I have used some nonfiction. So I'm guessing the nonfiction is this $4.50 order here. Let's click into that one. And let's see what pricing we have. Here we go. So a 15,000 word book back earlier this year, you see it over here, $4.50. So let's put that on the Excel sheet. They're kind of the same, very close to being the same, $4.48 and $4.50. So they're probably competing head to head for the same pricing term. Okay, so let's look at something else here. Let's see here. Let's price them out. So shop. Writing book. Let's see if the prices have gone up. Okay, so we're here. Let's place an order for a standard nonfiction. And they have a lot of add-ons here. They quickly add up. Let's just look at their basic. Let's look at 15,000 word, and it's still $450. Let's see what other stuff you're going to have to buy from them. What's the essential package? Upgrade. Learn more. Let's see what that is. Quality. So they're saying if you're going to order a cookbook, you should be picking this packet here. So if we're going to compare apples to apples, this is already at $5.99 because Urban's was their top premium package is what we discussed. So $5.99. All right, so that's our second company. This was Urban's was their premium. That's their best package, and Hot Ghostwriters saying that their best package would be that additional $1.99. So it puts us as $5.99. Let's look at our last company. Our third company now to go over the case study is EWriter Solutions. In the back office, as you're going to see here, multiple orders on the right side here. You can see here an order for 30 books for $16,500, an order for 15 books for $8,250, an order for $6,128, and then some smaller orders here of other things and smaller here. So let's do the math on this really quick. If we take 30 books divided by 16,500 divided by 30 books, I paid roughly about $550 per book. If I go back up to here, 8,250, divide that by 15 books, averaging about $550 per book there. So, but those are probably 30,000 word book count, not the 15,000. But I just want you to see that I've also placed orders on here. Let's take a look at 15,000 and compare apples to apples here with their service. So let's get into that. Services here. Oh, and by the way, if you're in my course, you could see this company has an I publish Ghostwriters direct link. You get pricing. I don't make any money off this company. I just ordered so much through them that we worked out a special pricing for my students. So let's go into ebook creation here, and let's price this out for 15,000 words. Apples to apples. Today's pricing for all three companies. So let's look at here. Their best packet is tier 2. That's their best writing. And let's move this up over to 15,000 words. That puts us at 345. And let's take away this expedited charge here. We just want it normal time. Now let's take away a few of the things here that I don't get. I don't get this copyright page. Yes, we want a description for sure. I don't want a plagiarism report. I expect that to be plagiarism free if I'm going with a company. And I don't need it formatted, $40. Let's get that off. So let's see what our true cost is. It's $435. $435. Let's look at an Excel sheet and put that in here. $435. So comparing apples to apples, guys, the best packages for all three companies, EWriter Solution comes in, and we probably do a little bit better pricing. If you're part of my group, you're part of the tribe, you probably get a little better pricing than this for sure. We get better pricing of that for sure. So now that we know which of the three has the better pricing, and let me say this, okay, because I've ordered with all three companies. Obviously, I have a better working relationship with EWriter Solution. For the pricing, you're going to get the same type of quality. You're going to get the same type of process. You're not going to lose your money. And you're dealing with a company. So you're safe to go with either three companies. I prefer to go with EWriter Solution because of the pricing, because of the relationship, because I could get on the phone, I could get on the email set and just hammer out any issues that I have or get specifics, as opposed to the two other companies. The two other companies do provide a good customer service. I'm not knocking any company on here, but we're going to compare pricing and your business model. So now let's compare the best pricing, which is EWriter Solution, and let's compare going out by yourself and finding a writer and hiring a writer. Let's talk about number one, that if you're a beginner in this business, I would recommend that you go with a ghostwriting company, because there's just a lot of risk when you're dealing with a freelancer, and wasting time is a risk, costs money. That's number one. Number two, you might have to go through a couple of writers to find a good one. So that's what the companies, the ghostwriting companies offer you. They check out the writers, they know the quality. That's why they offer several packages in terms of the quality in writing. So they've done that work for you, and it's a really it's a quicker process. Where a freelancer, you don't know their quality of their work, you don't know if they're going to plagiarize, and the turnaround, sometimes freelancers disappear because they have to answer to no one, and you haven't paid them yet. So those are kind of the pros and cons of the two. And let's see if the savings, if you go with a freelancer, if the savings are worth it. Another point to stress here, that you can find a freelancer that is 3 times more expensive than a ghostwriting company. That's just the way it is. But the focus is to find similar quality in the writers that you find for yourself compared to the ghostwriting companies. In my perspective, in my point of view, I'm going to try to find better writers for a cheaper price, because that's one of the advantages of going with a private person, a direct person, that you're going to find quality. You're going to have more control of the work for a cheaper price. So that's what we're going to look at when we look at guru.com. So let's get into this part of the case study now. All right, so let's compare guru.com with the ghostwriting companies, and let's see if this is worth the savings and worth the work for you. As I've shown you already, I put bulk orders of 15, 30 books at a time. So for me, it has always been easier to go through a ghostwriting company when I'm just dealing with a representative from there, or like the owner, or someone who could handle my orders without getting a ton of messages, a ton of issues with over 30 books at a time. So let's look at guru.com and see if this makes sense for you. As you can see here, this is my account, and all of these here, right? 90, 199, 150, not this 144, 250, 150. These are all books that are being written for me as we speak. As you could confirm on the left side of the screen, I have ads out for another 2 books for 15,000 word books. I am experimenting with guru.com on 15,000. I always tippy-toe in on all my investments. So I've tippy-toed in. I'm working with a lot of different people, and I'm going to give you this case study, which is this is active. This is happening right now, and you're going to learn a couple of interesting things about this. Okay, number one, if I take, for example, this $90 book up here, this is a 10,000 word book. So this, if I push this up to 15,000, it's going to be about 150. This second job here for $199 for 10,000 words, this turns out to be a writing company. So I've just negotiated with them to do another 3 books for me. And I'm going to click in here so you could see what I'm talking about. So this is an actual writing company. This is not an individual. This is like a ghostwriting company, but they're here on the boards, and I'm getting a super price with them. So you can see they did this first book with me. I like the way they did this book, and I only started with 10,000 words just to see if the quality of the writing was good. And then we started to negotiate, and I just ordered another 3 books for 15,000 words here, and you could see the price now. It's much better, $233, and I'm sure I could get the price even better once they know that I could put an order for 30, 20 books, 15 books with them, or if I could order 3 to 4 books every week with them if I wanted to. Then you start working the pricing. So what I've done is this. I've put all of the books that you just saw on there. 135, that's that first book. That $90 book, if that were to be a 15,000 word book, it would actually cost $135. I've worked with her. This is her second book she's doing for me. And these 4 books here is the company I just told you about. And these are all individual writers here. 150, 187. These are all 15,000 words. And then the last one is 250. I don't think I will use her again for 250 because right off the bat, I know that I could get better pricing from individual writers unless her writing is exceptional. and we'll wait to see. I don't have to pay $250 if I have a company in here that's charging me $233 for 15,000 words, and an individual writer, I could see that I could get for $187, $150, and $135. There's no reason to overpay. But having said all of that, even at $250 for 15,000 words, I'm just saving a ton of money here. So let's do the math here. Let's do the math. At the best pricing, let's say we take off 10% off of this from EWriter Solutions, and we're at $391. Let's say we're at $391 for argument's sake, right? And let's take our best pricing here of $150. $391 minus $150 on average, I'm saving about $240. If I order 30 books, I'm saving over $7,000, guys. I do this 4 times a year. We're talking about $28,000 from going with a freelancer. So this is why I'm looking at this now. In the past, I did not want to deal with, all these different writers, all these different things. But in reality, it hasn't been so bad. And for me, because I'm going to do bulk, because I'm going to scale, it makes sense to start looking at saving money and having more control of the work. So let's answer the question for you. Again, if you're a beginner, if you're my student, I'm going to say, go first with a writing company, learn the process, learn how things are done, learn what things could go wrong or what things could happen when you get a book delivered to you. If you don't like something, the adjustments that you have to make. Once you get a couple of books under your belt, then you could start exploring this. Obviously, if you just want to explore this is still an option, but I've already explained to you the risks. I've already have a video on here on YouTube where I'm promoting a Grammarly that I caught a writer, my first writer that I hired on guru.com. She plagiarized, a good percentage of the book. I caught her by running it through Grammarly. And those are the type of issues that you're going to encounter. Obviously, for me, it was not a big deal because I'm already publishing. But if you're new and you're trying to publish and you're trying to get your stuff out there, you don't need the extra issues that come along with a lot of the people that you find on here. You're going to have to go through a lot of people, like a lot of people apply for my books that are from out of the country that, even the messages that they send me, you can tell that the English, the writing is not going to be adequate to produce quality. So to answer the question, I would recommend if you're a beginner to stay within these companies. And if you get, one of the discounts that we offer, you could try to do better than this, and you're still going to do a lot better than these 2 companies up here. I'm certainly going to start growing this part, and this is something that you want to work your way towards because you could see that this is a significant savings. Let's take this into context now. We talk about that our books are going to be priced for about $14, and you're going to make about 50% profit margin on that, $7 or $6. Obviously, if you get a book written for $187, $150, let's say $233, it's going to be so much easier to make your money back right away compared to when you're spending $600, $448, $450, than when you stay in this range. Now, the game of publishing becomes a lot easier to recoup your money and reinvest it like you have seen me do. I just showed you my bulk purchases. So guys, I hope you got value in this. By the way, I do have a new ebook for you on self-publishing. I'm going to provide a link below. It's a free ebook. It's a 20,000 word count book on publishing, making money on Amazon. It's based on I publish ghostwriters and the model that I teach. So go ahead and grab that book. If you're new or you want to get started, it has great content in there for you to get started doing this business. Go ahead and look below. There's going to be a link that says free ebook. Go ahead and grab that. And I will see you. If you have any further questions, I will see you in the next videos. This video is dedicated to one of my students who I'm answering a question to. I hope you got the answer that you needed. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to send me an email, guys. I'll see you in the next one.